Bills Mafia Happy Hour. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to yet another edition of this weekly show at 5 p.m. EST, where this is our time as Bills Mafia to discuss exactly what is going on with the Buffalo Bills. Of course, brought to you by Bocce Club Pizza, best pizza in Buffalo, hands down. Say, for example, that you missed the good taste of home, right? You're from Buffalo, you moved away, and you really miss some good old Bocce Club pizza. Hit that link in my description. They will send it to your house all across the U.S. Absolutely beautiful thing. Knock it out. It's amazing. Proud sponsor. Love these guys. I know I have a couple of pies on the way. I'm excited to get this going. What's up, everybody? Hope all is well. I know finally that this whole thing seemed to be resolved. Once I got done with my most recent stream, we learned a bit more specifics when it came down into what exactly happened yesterday. And Sean McDermott, surprisingly, was very open, almost uncharacteristically, about exactly what went down. It turned out to be an excused absence. I have the clip in case anybody didn't have an opportunity of checking out what Sean had to say. Let me go ahead and share my screen real fast so we can watch this together. But it definitely answered a lot of the questions that we wanted to know
from yesterday. In doing so, Hope, I wanted to follow up on my comments regarding Steph's situation from yesterday. In doing so, Hope, to provide better clarity for all, right, and a better understanding of the situation. So I think there's a lot of things out there that aren't accurate. Let me be clear. Steph did everything that he was asked to do. He was here Monday and executed his physical on time. Steph reported yesterday, Tuesday, and reported for meetings, at which time we had a good conversation, great communication, and we got to a point yesterday where we just felt like we all needed a break and some space. And so I gave Steph permission to get some space and head out, and then picked up those conversations after practice. So let me make it clear: it was not Steph leaving unexcused. He was excused by me, and so those conversations have got us to what I think and believe is a great spot. And sometimes you got to have conversations. You need to communicate, and I appreciate Steph being willing to communicate. I thought he did a great job. And you guys need to understand Steph's a valuable member of this football team. He's one of our captains and a leader on this football team. He works extremely, extremely hard as any player I've been around, to be elite in this league, and that's what he is. And I love him. So I want to make sure that you guys understand what really the situation was and is, because there's some things that have been said that I don't think are fair. So I wanted to provide clarity to that situation.
That's good. That's good. A lot was uncovered during that Sean McDermott press conference. I was still hoping, there was some part of me that was saying I would love if Stefon were to actually get on stage, start answering some questions, figure these things out. But really, at the end of the day, these are the three main points that I feel like a lot of us may have overreacted to the other day. Who knows? But he did everything he was asked to do. He was there. He was ready to play. But then Sean McDermott ended up giving him an excused absence. He said, you know what? These conversations are frustrating on both parties. How about you go home, sit out, and then we'll just, reconvene tomorrow. I think he didn't help out the situation at all when he said that he was very concerned. It turns out when you are very concerned, he said, yeah, if my player isn't there because of personal reasons or a rift between the organization, all of that, then yeah, I could definitely understand. I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb, man. I'm putting it on Do Not Disturb right now. Listen, I'm streaming right now, ladies and gentlemen. I have to be ready to go with that. He said that he was very concerned for that. He said that they all needed a break at some point, and he was excused. So it was not anything that he was even remotely being able to be fined about. So I'm not sure about you guys, but I sure feel like a dumbass. I definitely feel like a dumbass, especially for feeding into the whole rumors. Yo, this was his choice. He's pulling the whole Minnesota thing. I wish that Sean would have said that yesterday. I wish that he would have said, yeah, he has an excused absence. If he were to say that he has an excused absence yesterday, we would have had to, we would have completely avoided. We would have completely avoided all of these theories about what's going on. Stefan Diggs, he's pulling a Minnesota Vikings again. He's doing this, he's doing that. I'm just glad. I am very, very glad that this was cleared up. And it was so nice seeing him practice today. It's, of course, not the only thing that happened during minicamp. A lot more exciting things happened. I think Josh and Diggs didn't go into any sort of team activities. It was more solo drills. I guess McDermott was trying to say something along the lines that he's trying to ramp Stefon up. Didn't want to involve him too much, probably because he realizes how valuable he is. But wild. I'm just so glad that this is behind us right now, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely thrilled that this is completely behind us. And thank you for tuning in. Right to Bills Mafia Happy Hour, one of my favorites. You know, whether or not that you're getting off of work or you're wrapping up school or something along those lines, who knows? Super glad that you guys are in here chopping it up with me. I have had 2 streams already. I had the 11 a.m. and then I also had an impromptu one at 2 once we heard that Stefan Diggs was officially back. And yes, head start. Yes, he is back. He was practicing today. There's video clips of him and Josh Allen with a new handshake going on. Things seem to be completely fine. Morale seems to be good, at least with his teammates. I feel like it might be more so like a Stefan Diggs versus where the coaches plan on taking the offense, where they plan on implementing him into it. So, but regardless, it's over. It's very nice. I saw a couple of people in there say, hey, at least this happened before the roundtable tonight. That is absolutely for sure. I was not trying to deal with that whole situation during that show tonight. I was not super happy about the situation. Pat's gang. What's up, Dan? What's up, man? Hope all is well. Speaking of the Patriots, I know that DeAndre Hopkins was visiting Foxborough today. And then I also saw some news that D-Hop is planning on not even making a decision until prior to training camp. Why would he? He has a lot of teams on his back right now. And I think the closer you get to training camp, the more desperate the offers. It's a business move for him. It's a business decision. I just hope that he's ready. He's ready for whatever team that he decides to join. Dean Fulford is saying lying with the crying face emoji. And so in like 13 seconds, we never know what the problem was exactly. My anxiety can go away now. I know, man. It's nice. It's nice. I mean, I'm glad that this didn't drag on because I know when it happened in Minnesota, there was no clarification, right? It was just weeks and weeks and weeks of him being upset, tweeting, doing his thing. This happened literally a week. He came back to practice. All distractions are gone. I think a lot of us could be super, super happy. Pat's gang, what's up? Already said that. What's up, brother? Hope all is well. Bada Bing Crosby is coming in and saying, take a drink every time you hear McDermott say communication or conversation. That certainly seems to be one of his themes. That 1,000% seems to be one of the man's themes. He's a head coach, man. He's a head coach. Like I said, all of them are media trained. All of them know exactly how to answer everything while also saying nothing at the exact same time. But this was the most I think I got from McDermott, and the most where I felt like, oh, okay, this dude's actually, he's caring, right? He's caring. So should be pretty solid. Kim Betts is saying, I can hear TD tonight already. Kim, TD cannot make it this evening. We have another Dolphins representative filling in for him. His daughter is graduating. So that's going to be something that he needs to attend to. We have Stephen D from Miami Sports Music that is going to be taking over. Richie can also not make it tonight. We're going to be having a gentleman by the name of Jets Talk 24/7. Ryan, very good at what he does. So it's just going to be me, Master at work, and then there's going to be those 2 representatives, but we're still going to give you a fire show, baby. Still an absolute fire show. I'm producing it too, which makes it even more interesting. So things might be solid. Dick J is saying TD is holding out on mandatory roundtable meetings. I know we have to bring him back to the table. And so we got to bring him back to the table and negotiate something. I feel like he's not happy with his contract, so we're going to have to see. This made my day. Was thinking all day how our offense would look without Diggs. I feel like a lot of us were thinking that, right? It's always natural for us to go to worst case scenario, and that's what happened, right? I mean, once we saw the deja vu from Diggs apparently not showing up to practice, he was there. It was an excused absence, so I feel like a lot of that could have been avoided, but I'm just glad now we can focus on what happened at minicamp today, how we can start looking forward to training camp and also the regular season without this distraction being there. It's definitely one of the best. My guy coming in saying, still at work, these streams help my day. Listen, man, I am so glad that I am able to sort of serve as an escape for you while you're, grinding at work, on the clock, watching your boy. And so I am live every single Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST, and then also at 5 p.m. EST for this stream brought to you by Bocce Club Pizza called Bills Mafia Happy Hour. So make sure you turn on your notifications. And if not, just know that more than likely your boy, Monday through Friday, is going to be live during those time blocks. So super glad that everyone came in. Head start later, bro. Have a good one. Dude, my man just wanted to come in and see what was going down with Stefan Diggs. As soon as when he got his answer, he was out. He was like, I got it. That's all I need to know. Let's make it work. Yo ho ho, smash that like button. And I think Diggs has an issue with Dorsey and his play calling. I think right now it's all up for speculation. I think it does have something to do with the coaching staff. But like I said, right now, I just really hope this isn't a distraction. It seems like that the overall rapport and the overall chemistry with his teammates seem to be fine. I mean, we saw Josh Allen and him playing around with their handshake going on. We saw him and Gabe Davis laughing with each other. So it doesn't seem like that there's anything wrong with his teammates, but I'm just glad it's over. I'm really glad it's over. I'm done speculating. Let's just move forward, right? That's just how these things work. Leah coming in. Oh, all 3 streams. She's in, doing her thing. Happy now. Let's go. Bills. Diggs is back. Absolutely. All of us should be absolutely thrilled about this. Michael, our Browns representative, rolling through, saying, what's up, Danny? I'm glad everything worked out with Diggs. That was a weird situation. McDermott should have managed his words better. I agree. I mean, I'm sure he was probably so frustrated after that conversation. All the man had to say was that he had an excused absence. And so Stefon's not here. He has an excused absence. He'll be back tomorrow. Probably should have said that. We would have avoided a lot. We definitely would have avoided a lot. Either that or maybe he was like, you know what? Let me give the media something to chat about. Let me give the media something to talk about today. The pressure is heavier on Dorsey than McDermott this year, 110%. And if Dorsey doesn't perform to what we want him to, and granted, like I said, I'm not a Dorsey apologist. I'm not that guy that's going to go out there and just be like, oh, like he's the greatest offensive coordinator ever. He has his issues, specifically in the red zone. But statistically, really wasn't much of a difference as far as overall offensive production between him and Dable. So I think he has more. And so I think Dorsey has a longer leash than a lot of people would hope. I think that's bad, but it's true. So hopefully he can fix up that red zone situation. And somebody pointed it out earlier, like in this stream yesterday, as a matter of fact, too. Like after Dable's first year, like a lot of us in Buffalo wanted him gone. And so y'all remember those days? So hopefully he surprises us. Hopefully he makes some believers out of Bills Mafia. I'm confident that he's going to take a step in the right direction. I sincerely hope so, because I want to see a damn championship. I want to see a damn Super Bowl for this city, for this team. And the fact that Stefan Diggs is back is making me refocus into what is more important. And I am super, super happy about that. I really am. Kim Betts saying, go Bills. Go Bills is right. Go Bills is absolutely right. Todd is coming in. What time is the roundtable, Dan? The roundtable is this evening at 8 p.m. EST on the AFC East Roundtable channel. If you are not familiar with the show, I'm pretty sure you are for the most part if you are watching this. But it is me and then 3 other representatives that represent all the other teams in the AFC East. It's a good show. Normally lasts about an hour and a half. We field questions from our fans. We discuss various topics about mini camps, et cetera, and other things. So if you have nothing to do tonight at 8 p.m. EST, join. We have a great show lined up for you. A couple of substitutions. Like I said, right now TD is having his daughter graduate, so he's dealing with that. Definitely a giant congratulations to him. I know that he has to be super proud. And then Richie has something else going on as well where he is unable to make it. Finside the NFL is probably so bummed that Diggs is back. It's funny because I had a couple of Dolphins trolls in here yesterday and early this morning. But then ever since Diggs showed back up to practice, nothing. Chirps. And so I'm not talking about the good Dolphins fans either. You know what I mean? And so there's a lot of good ones that come in here. And then there's some that just come in here just to like mindlessly troll. And they just end up embarrassing themselves. But Leah's out of work and on her way home. Safe travels. Safe travels. Look at that. On the phone, watching your boy as you're driving home. I love it. Don't forget to hook your boy Dan up by smashing that like button. Dude, my guy Mike always helps me out with that perspective. Absolutely right, guys. Listen, smashing that like button is free. It takes less than half a second, and it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. So say, for example, you rock with me. You do enjoy the show. Just smashing that like button is all I ask. Super cool. I like the haircut. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And so normally I go with the fade, so leave a little bit on top. My barber is the man. So my barber is the absolute man. So he makes it all work for it. And so Kim says, Dan, it seems like you're on all day. Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, with today, there was a lot of news. I am on in the morning and for happy hour at 5 p.m. every single Monday through Friday. If there's something big, then yeah, I will definitely go live again. But most definitely, I'm here to entertain you guys. It's the off season. And I know that there's only so much speculation or articles that you can read. So if I'm able to come up and give some sort of entertainment to ease the pain and boredom of the off season, I'm going to do it. No way that's not going to happen. I said that about McDermott earlier. Bills Maniac coming in. Long time no see, brother. I digs it. I never had any doubt. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. I feel like a lot of us need to make it work. And so Tyson believes in aliens more than he believes in Mac Jones. Tyson despises Mac Jones. I even saw a couple of tweets from him earlier, like tagging D-Hop and saying, bro, stay away from New England. We're going to ruin your career. So dude is just completely given up on his organization. It's crazy. It's wild. Cody comes in and says, I'm a fan of Dorsey. That said, it surprises me as a Bills fan that his scheme might exclude Diggs, which is very weird. He first came off as a throw to Diggs guy. I mean, I feel like that there's a lot of things that as fans watching the game that we can't really see come out on paper. I mean, maybe these defenses started taking him out of the game. And then, like, really at the end of the day, I'm sure that Dorsey had Diggs as, like, the number one target or first read for Allen. But if Diggs isn't open, it's not entirely on Dorsey. Like, it's not like Diggs wasn't out on the field for, like 75, 80+% of the snaps last year. He was 1,000% involved, but it could have had to do with the fact that he just simply wasn't open. And Josh Allen, he just missed the read, or maybe he did go through the read, and then maybe with Stefon, he just didn't create separation fast enough. Who knows what's going on, but we're just going to have to see what Dorsey can do this year. We're just going to have to see what Dorsey can do this year. Something just came to, I think Diggs was pissed over Josh and his ex. I don't think Josh was locked totally in. Yeah, that was old news as far as his game. But like I said, I'm just ready to move on from this Diggs situation. I'm willing to move on from the playoff situation. It's now the 2023 season. There's something now that we need to look forward to. Like us looking at the past is definitely not going to do anything good for our mental health. So knock it out. Knock it out, baby. Kim Betts is saying, Dan needs to get to 20,000 subscribers. That's the goal, man. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. That is the goal. I'm hoping to get there before the regular season. That's my goal. Since I've been streaming a lot lately, these subs have been going up, which is good. So I'm going to continue it. That's my goal. Hopefully I'll be able to reach out to 20 soon. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate everybody that rocks with me in this live chat on a regular basis. So people need to realize that Dorsey was a rookie offensive coordinator. There is a huge learning curve to the job and responsibilities that come with it. Absolutely. I'm not ready to run this guy off. I'm not ready to grab the pitchfork, chase him out of Buffalo. Several people thought the exact same thing with Brian Zabel when he was first in. It's just how it is. It happens. So hopefully all of that works out. Sal is coming in. Jets are the best team in the AFC East. Sal, that name reminds me of a Jets fan, right? Like, I'm just thinking like a New Yorker. Like, I read that in a New York accent, that exact statement. And so the Jets look good this year, man. Not going to lie. I'm very interested to see what Aaron Rodgers can do with your offense, with your young offense. We're going to see week one, man. We are going to see week one. I'm very excited to go up there. I will be up there. I will be up there for that game. Bills and Jets, me and the AFC East roundtable, absolutely going after it, getting after it. Should be a good time. Should be a good time. So Dorsey was a position coach. Now he runs the entire offense. That means all of the players and also the position coaches for those players. Yeah, so certainly a lot of responsibility, a huge, huge learning curve, as you just said. I'm not willing to chase him out of town yet. Give him a little bit of time. We'll see what's going on. Dorsey should have played Shakir over McKenzie more often later in the season. He underutilized Knox, a few other head scratchers. With Kincaid, I hope we use our tight ends more this year. So a couple of things in that statement. I feel like rookies, particularly in this organization, if they feel like that, we don't know how Shakir would have done, right? Like we really, really don't, because we really only saw him for limited snaps. He flashed a couple of times, but there was also times where he ran a bad route or he had a drop. So maybe there was something the coaches saw that we didn't see from outside spectators. So I wouldn't necessarily say that that he deserved more snaps than McKenzie last year, but there had to be something. Because say, for example, that he was a contributor. Say that he was a contributor, then we would have saw more out of him, right? It's just how these things go. Number two, Dawson Knox. Our offensive line was in shambles last year. Absolutely in shambles with all those injuries that we were going through. My theory is that Dawson Knox wasn't really utilized all that often last year until the end of the season, was because we needed help blocking. We absolutely needed help blocking, and Dawson Knox is a fantastic blocker. So I don't think that it's necessarily an ideology thing where he didn't utilize him. I thought it was just, we need to protect our quarterback that already has a bum elbow, and he's dragging us through the remainder of this season. We need some more protection for this guy. Hence why I think Dawson Knox wasn't as heavily utilized as he was in the past. I'm fully confident now that he will be. I do think Kincaid's going to sort of take over like that weapon when it comes down into making sure that tight ends are involved in the offense. So that's my thing. I think that a lot of it has a lot of gray areas, and it's not as black and white, especially when it comes into Dorsey, as we initially thought. And so I think there's a lot of gray areas in this. This year, we're running the damn ball, baby. We are running the damn ball. We have the personnel, Damian Harris, Latavius Murray. Hopefully James Cook's taking a stride. We are running the damn ball. Pat's gang's coming in saying, Dan, where's Choo Choo? Dude, man. And so dude only roots for the Bills' downfall. When something negative happens to the Bills, he's here. Something positive, night. He's not here. Where's Choo Choo? Dan, send that troll from yesterday some South Carolina pizza. Have to. Send him some of that ass pizza, okay? From South Carolina. Best pizza in Buffalo, Bocce Club Pizza. Hit that link in the description. Glenn, what's going on, man? Glenn, hope all is well. One of my favorites here. Jordan Smith, Dan Fates on Buffalo Plus today said Latavius Murray looked massive. He's a huge human being. He is a massive human being. He's still putting up 4.7 yards per carry. He's going to be very good situationally. Hey, Dan. And so do you know of any nighttime face masks that could help me sleep better after all of this? I do. But tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m. EST for that. Because this one right here, this stream, I'm only talking about Bocce Club Pizza, the best pizza in Buffalo. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that one. That's great. Spin is saying 20K. Why not 100,000? Go big or go home, baby. Dude, that's the goal. That's definitely the goal. I'm shooting for the stars, but it is the off season. And I understand that not many people are like really looking for football news outside of diehard fans, which I'm assuming all of you are diehard football fans. Hence why you're watching football news. So I'm hoping for 20K before the season starts. And then after the season, I'm hoping for closer to about 50, 60. Say that I hit 100. That'd be sick. But do know that I'm putting it all in. I'm going all in this season. So do you think drafting better helps? Absolutely. 110%. And so I feel like a lot of the times when it comes into scouting departments, they're slept on. They are heavily important. So you really need a good scouting department in every single NFL organization so you hit on those picks. You're not ever going to hit on all of them. It's just how it happens. And so you mean you read Sal in a New Jersey accent. You're right. Dude, I keep getting messed up. And so I can see Groot breaking out this year as well. I hope so. I really do. He's got the size. He was young when he came into the league. He was very young when he came into the league. I really have a lot of high expectations for some of our younger guys. I really do. Groot is included with that. Shakir, exact same thing. So there's a lot on the table that I need to see happen. Z-Mad Mafia says, same, Mike, especially with Floyd and Miller. That and just our defensive tackles, man. And so our defensive tackles, with Daquan Jones, he was a stud. Settle's a stud. Puna is a stud. Puna's a stud. I love it. Zhao is coming in saying, all the bees celebrating our demise can get some this year. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. John Marlowe, put the heels in the attic for now. They'll be out later. Drama queens don't change. They'll be back every single time. Every single time. Murray, Harris, Gilliam, Allen for goal line. Good luck, defenses. 1,000%. I need our red zone defense. I need our red zone defense to absolutely go through. Nick V is coming up and telling me to shut up. No, Nick V, you shut up. You shut up. Browns are better. Listen, man, okay? And so I've been hyping up. the Browns all offseason. I really have. I think they're a good team. But you're going to tell me to shut up? I don't even know you, dog. I don't even know you. And you say Bills suck? Bro, nobody listens to your football takes. Nobody does. Not a soul. So I'm glad that you are able to find a voice on my live chat. Oh, people. And so everybody wants the Bills' demise because they can't beat them. Bills got this with prayer and medication. I absolutely love it. And so I feel like play action is really going to produce this year. It has to. It has to. Nick V. Okay. My mistake. I'm not sure who you told to shut up. No, you're good, buddy. You're good, man. You're good. And so I thought it was directed to me, man. Listen, dude. And so the heat was coming in. Rank these guys by their 2023 receiving yards. Knox, Kincaid, Cook. Kincaid number one. Knox number two, and then Cook number three, because I just don't have confidence in Dorsey. I just don't have confidence in Dorsey to implement James Cook into the passing game. I don't. I want him to. Absolutely crazy. Nick, you're cool, man. Dude, you're cool, homie. You're cool, bro. Oh, man. I love the internet. I really do. Bills rock. Cameron's coming in, doing that whole thing. While there is an argument to be made that the Browns being better, I wouldn't quite word it in such a way. No, dude, it's okay. It's okay, man. Listen, it's good. Listen, I respect the Browns. I'm very excited about what they're going to do this year. I still have them winning the division. I think they're a better team than Cincinnati this year. I think they're a better team than Baltimore this year. I do. Like, I see it on paper. I think just a lot has to do with the fact Ken Watson go back to the Houston days, like Mike Green just ended up saying. He said, no. He said this. He said, if Watson plays like he did in Houston, the Browns will be fighting the Bengals for first. Absolutely. Can he come back, and can we get that same version of Watson that was in Houston? I think we can. Don't be sorry, Nick. Be careful. Browns are doo-doo. I love that. They are not. They are not. They are a very good team. RR is coming in saying, who has more sacks this year, Floyd, Miller, or Groot? It just depends on when Miller comes back, man. I mean, we've all heard like the Vaughn, like Millerisms, right? Like not mannerisms, but Millerisms. In fact, I'm going to go on ahead and coin that, where dude's an optimist. He tells us a lot. He's like, Bills Mafia, OBJ wants to be a Bill. D-Hop wants to be a Bill. I'm going to be back by week 1, man. My knee is fully healed. And so didn't he even try saying that he could be ready by like sometime in the playoffs, like after Thanksgiving? Basically, it's positive manifestations, but it's almost to a fault. It's like a dude that just can't pick the right horse in gambling. That's sort of what I get from there. But if Vaughn plays more than misses no more than 3 games this year, then I could see Vaughn being up there. I see Floyd having a year, and then hopefully Groot can come up. And then one other name that we're not mentioning is AJ Epinesa. That's if he doesn't get traded, which I do see him as a trade candidate. But if AJ Epinesa and so remains on this team, is not traded, is not released, he could be up there too in overall sacks. He really could. And so I hope Kincaid gets to the red zone package. That was a lot of our struggles late last year. Exactly. Not having a credible slot option is so crazy. Nick V is coming in saying the Bills are actually pretty good. We know, brother. We know, man. We know. And so the Bengals are not getting past their division. It's a pretty tight division, man. It's tough. It's tough. And I think the Browns are not being talked about enough as being an actual contender in that division. I think it needs to happen. It needs to happen good. Jordan Smith says, how does Torrance look so far? I haven't seen any specific videos on him outside of like solo drills, but from like recent reports, it seems like that he's doing good. He is a rookie. And as far as expectations too, like I want him to go out there and be a boss, but he is a rookie. So let's see if we're going to get like the full Osiris Torrance this year, or is he going to have to take a couple of steps and transition into the NFL? I mean, dude didn't give up a sack in like 3,000 snaps. Great run blocker. I hope that he could be an absolute stud day one. We need that, especially run defense. Bengals, Ravens, and Browns will be a tough outing, just like the AFC East. Absolutely. And so the AFC is just stacked. So if you think about it. And so outside of the AFC South, I can make an argument for 3 teams in the West, North, and East that could have a playoff spot. I could make an argument that 3 teams from all 3 of those divisions could potentially have a playoff spot. I could make an argument for all of them. Not the AFC South. Very difficult for me to say outside of Jacksonville winning that division. I really can't see anything else. But stacked conference. Stacked conference. And so Mitch Morris is saying that Torrance is a beast and is learning on the fly, mistakes and corrections. That's what you want. That's what you want out of that. Oh, Glenn, my guy. Why is nobody talking about the Bengals defense? They have no secondary. Their safeties are gone. And so their safeties are gone, right? Like both of them. I know that they're like super high on some rookies that they have, some youth, but if they think that they're going to get the same production, that's being blindly optimistic. It really is. That's like us saying that Dorian Williams is going to be putting up the same production that Edmonds put up, right? Like we're realistic. We know that that's and so we know that that is a kink right in our armor. So something to happen. Nick G is coming in saying, I said it pre-draft, Shakir was higher on the Bills depth chart than we think. I believe so as well. So with Nikki G saying that finding out Eli Apple was trying to hit on Bills Bay was absolutely hilarious. Yo, shoot or shoot, bro. Shoot or shoot. If Kincaid can be that dude and be number 2, then Davis might ball out again is option number 3. West could be Chiefs, Chargers, and possibly Broncos if Sean Payton can turn that around. If he can, he will. Pat's secondary is loaded. They are. And so I'll give it to you. Solid secondary, solid defense, solid pass rush, good defense. Very good defense. We'll see if Bill O'Brien can turn it around. Shakir could emerge as the true number 2 receiver and move Gabe back to 3 or 4. And so when I look at receivers, I don't look at like the actual position receiver. I look at targets. And so I look at who's going to get the lump sum of target share. So 1 is Diggs, 2 will be Kincaid, 3 will be Gabe Davis, 4 will be Shakir if he's out there, right? For all we know, Shorter goes out there and balls in the preseason. There's a lot of potential things. Gabe's on the bubble for next season contract. I don't see him getting that contract unless we see him make us look foolish. He's got a lot on the line. That's why there's a variety of reasons why I think that he's going to have a good season. Number 1, because he knows that he needs to get paid next year. Or if his motivation is staying on the Bills, then he's going to have to perform. If his motivation is to have a decent contract from another team, this is his rehearsal. This is his tryout for other teams to put on display, a showcase of a season. That, and then I also think that a lot of the responsibility is going to be taken off of him, which is good. With run game, Kincaid, you make that happen. Yeah, but more than likely, the two teams from the AFC South will make the playoffs, especially if Tennessee gets D-Hop. I'm not even that sold on D-Hop going to Tennessee, man. Say that he's there. Like, does my opinion of them change? Not really. I'm not a fan of Tannehill. I think they have a lot of issues on that team, and so their head coach is good. And so their head coach is really good. So, I mean, maybe I'm counting them out, but I just have a feeling that they're not going to have a single representative in the wild card this year for the AFC. That's my initial take. Thoughts on D-Hop signing with New England here soon? He's in Foxborough. So I think it'd be interesting. I really do. I think it makes the team better now that you guys actually have, or now that the Patriots actually have an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator just trying to call offensive plays. Might be intriguing. Might make Mac Jones a little better. I feel like, and this is coming from a Bills fan too. Like, this is really coming from a Bills fan. Like, I'm not even trying to hate on the guy or hate on Mac Jones, because his first year, I thought he did solid, right? Because he had an offensive coordinator. But then last year, like, who was calling the shots? You would always see him visibly frustrated on the sideline at Patricia for just calling a bunch of absolute nonsense. I am the furthest person away from going out and saying that Mac Jones is a bust. I feel like we have to see what he does this year, but I have a feeling he's going to take a step forward. Having a receiver like D-Hop is going to make them a little bit more concerning than they were in the first place. That is me, and that's just me, like, just trying to be as objective as humanly possible. Hardy is small but fast, which might make him hard to cover. I'm not really sure how we're planning on utilizing the guy. Is he going to be out of the slot? Is he going to be used in special teams purposes? Who even knows at this point? Does Shakir play on the outside? If so, we should give him a shot opposite of Diggs. I believe he's predominantly out of the slot. He's a little undersized, so I'm not sure if outside would make sense for him, but I am confident that this coaching staff is putting together as many different packages as possible. Minicamp so with the upcoming training camp as well, there's going to be a lot of things. Michael is coming in and saying that the Bengals' biggest hole has always and continues to be their offensive line. I think it's more a coaching issue for them. They don't do well against elite pass rushers. Man, I would have loved if Von Miller was there during that game. During both of those games, right? Bills Mafia, he's back. Angel, you're right. Let's rejoice. Things are working out. I love the Pats secondary. Still concerned about the offense, but we'll see. I think it's solid that you now have an offensive coordinator. I think that that's going to help. And I thought Mac did good his first year. Second year, I wouldn't even count it. D-Hop is a Patriot. Yo, my man's speaking it into existence. He's manifesting it. I can't hate on it. And so outside of one long drop, Shakir looked good in the playoffs too. He did, man. Listen, I'm excited to see what he can contribute to this team. At the end of the day, I'm going to trust the coaches on who is in the positions that they need to be. But trust me, man, definitely rooting for him. D-Hop and Bill O'Brien. As I remember, Bill didn't like how Hopkins would bring around his baby's mom. Yeah, I do suppose that him and Bill O'Brien had some beef back in the day. Definitely had some beef back in the day. So we'll see how that works out. That and Bill O'Brien traded him for a bag of Doritos over to Arizona. So I feel like it should probably be in the back of his head. This dude traded me for nothing. Damn. Dallas Holland's coming in saying, I heard that Nick Wright today. Is there some issue with him and J17 that we don't know about? He's always after J17. He just likes clicks, man. Yo, he just likes clicks. Big media heads that hate on Josh Allen, 9 times out of 10, if you were to look up videos from 2017 during the draft, they were probably just trashing the kid right during the draft, right? They're going I just don't understand why this kid is being drafted this high, et cetera, et cetera. And then as the seasons progressed, he so desperately tried to hold on to his narrative and not admit that he was wrong that he just, dude, he is a Josh Allen hater. He always has been. And there's nothing Josh, I believe, could do, and that includes winning a Super Bowl, that is going to prove otherwise. I don't. And it's just how it happens, man. Listen, you could lead a horse to water. You just can't make him drink. It's how it works. Nick Wrong flat out hates the Bills. He does hate the Bills. Yeah, you're right, Glenn. And so Tennessee and Jacksonville do have the same schedule. They do play the NFC South this year as well, 8-3. If Derrick Henry can do well, maybe D-Hop with Tannehill, or maybe they give until the rookie as well, or the second year as well, then maybe we'll see what's going on, but who knows. Was Nick right? So doing his usual Josh Allen roller coaster routine, and so even though in reality Josh is second in QBR and EPA since 2020, just let him have his platform, man, right? And so I hope D-Hop signs with the Patriots, better than him on the Chiefs. I would much rather him on the Patriots than the Chiefs. I would much rather him on the Pats than the Chiefs. I'd be okay with him on Tennessee too. Not really bothering me much, that's for sure. And so Jacksonville might win more games than the rest of the AFC South combined. Tennessee, Houston, and Indy. That's what I'm thinking too, man. I'm very high on Jacksonville this year. I really am. And so all the hate on Josh Allen is just people doubling down on calling him a bust during his first 2 years in the league, trying to save face, and just being unable to admit that they were wrong. I 110% agree with you. So Kuiper is actually one of the few that didn't give up on Allen the first 2 years and got laughed at the times for it. I remember, Mel, dude, we ride with you. We ride with you, brother. Absolutely. Kuiper had Allen as the number one QB of the draft class. Absolutely. I love that. And he was right. And he was absolutely right. Crispy is coming in saying, hope Shorter does good. He has a great frame. Weird how his last name is Shorter. Ironic. And so I love some good irony every now and again. John Marlowe is coming in saying, Knox is going to eat this year as well. What do defenses do in the 12 personnel? It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. And I love it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Bills Mafia Happy Hour, of course, brought to you by Bocce Club Pizza. I am live every single Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST and 5 p.m. EST. So make sure you turn on those notifications. Smash your like button on the way out. It's free. It takes less than a second, and it helps me out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. And then stay tuned tonight. I am going to be on the AFC East Roundtable at 8 p.m. If you haven't subscribed to those, boys, go do that. Should be a great show. And I look forward to chopping it up with you boys tomorrow. Later.